What if today Daddy bought you your first gun? Would you want that? Yeah?
Gun laws.
For gun control.
Gun control laws.
Gun violence.
Guns and school violence.
I think there's no leadership on keeping guns out of the hands of criminals, minors, and people with psychiatric problems, which this country should be ashamed that we're not doing.
My name is Ms. Hecox. I teach at Albert Einstein High School. I teach psychology and government.
Hello, my name is Mr. Napo, and I teach 10th grade AP US Government and Politics, also known as AP NSL.
My name is Nicole Holliday. I teach high school social studies, IB history, AP, and modern world.
Do you think these walkouts and marches make an impact or any change?
I think in the long term they can if, and this is kind of a big if, the people who are doing the walkouts turn out to vote in elections and vote based on this issue.
I think it would have been possible for last year's walkout to make any change. We have not seen change, so objectively no. But I don't think that there will be change without an increase in activity.
Absolutely. Anytime someone's voice is being heard, I think it makes an impact. It's actually been really inspiring to see so many young people get involved with politics.
Well, I think students should recognize that if they care about the issue and they want to make a real impact long term, that they need to vote in elections.
So I think it does make an impact when young people get involved.
So an additional walkout, no, I don't think will be effective.
On March 14th, 2019, a year after the first walkout about gun control, students felt as if their impact wasn't enough to spark change, therefore they decided to march again.
At Albert Einstein High School, students of all grade levels walked out of class and exited the school. They proceeded on to University Boulevard, where they were escorted by Montgomery County Police.
On the road, on the way there to escort us, so please just stay within where they are blocking off the roads and we'll all go down together. All right? All right, let's go!
At this point, students from the DCC area, such as Albert Einstein High School, Northwood High School, Kennedy High School, Wheaton High School, and Montgomery Blair High School, met at Wheaton Station.
Get away! How about with GoPros? The camera.
Where are y'all trying to sit?
I mean, yeah.
I need to be back by 2:30.
Okay, I'm marching today because Congress needs to hear that we need more regulations on guns because kids are not feeling safe in schools, and that is not okay because a kid should be able to feel safe in his own school without the fear that somebody who wasn't even like checked through, had no background check, they can get a hold on a gun, and that is extremely dangerous. And I feel that Congress needs to hear that just because we're young, we're not going to stay quiet and we're going to speak up for what we believe.
Here today because we have to be. Because we have been failed by every single institution that's supposed to protect us. By the people in that building right behind us. By previous generations. By anyone who ignores our pleas to serve. I implore all of you to be loud. School may tell you to be quiet, to be silent, to not speak your truth, but here you need to be loud. Loud enough for them to...
Our culture blames victims. We are desensitized to women and kids dying every day in every neighborhood. If we're going to solve this human rights crisis, survivors must lead, and our voices must be much more included at the table. The future of gun reform is authenticity. Survivors have held back their pain in favor of talking points for far too long, and we won't be doing it anymore. The way we sweep violence done to women and children.
All right, so why did you decide to march today?
I decided to march today because I really believe in the cause and I shouldn't be afraid to go to school.
Do you feel like you're safe in school?
Not right now, but if we get this bill passed, or legislation passed, I feel like I will be. It'll save lives.
The walkout collected many like-minded students and people of all ages on the topic at hand, gun control. But with anything in life, people will have different opinions and oppose others' beliefs, and a few moments at the walkout displayed this.
We have two more speakers. One of our next speakers is Matt Post. You guys might remember. What's up, guys? My name is Matt Post. I'm a former mom, a freshman in college, a national field strategist for March for Our Lives.
They're gonna probably start like trying to dox.
And I'm here to say to every politician and pundit and cynic,
are rolling, Trump trains are rolling on down the track. Trump trains are rolling.
You fucktards can steal my hat off my head, but I can just come back and buy 2 more. Fuck you! Gun control does not work.
I believe that this is clearly an anti-Second Amendment, anti-gun rally, gun restriction rally, and they're talking about the kids, yet they don't seem to care about the babies, the streamlined conveyor belt way of abortion, the way this murdering of babies takes place. It's disgusting, it's despicable. These partial birth abortions that have just been legalized in the state of New York, and I believe Virginia as well, don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. But it's sick. It's sick, and I asked this girl. I said, you don't like guns because you don't like kids getting shot. You think our youth is important. You think our youth is obviously important to the future of our country. She said, yeah. And I said, what about all the babies that have been aborted by Planned Parenthood? Or I asked her first, are you a supporter of Planned Parenthood? She said, yes. And then, what about all the babies? And then she said, they're not babies, they're lumps of cells. They try to dehumanize these children, these viable fetuses, live babies that could live outside the womb. They call them embryos, they call them clumps of cells, they call them all these different things. And
So the issue at hand here today is gun control. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that, the Democratic Party wants to restrict, people's Second Amendment rights, and I think they're kind of trying to do it incrementally. First, it's bump stocks or extended magazines and things like that, and then it'll grow to a confiscation of all assault rifles. Can you imagine if the government ordered the confiscation of people's guns, if the FBI or the cops were to come to your door and say, give me your gun? Can you imagine what that would be like? I mean, and that's what what many Democrats have openly, not just, nutty people like Maxine Waters, but, prominent Democrats in Congress have suggested. And that's terrifying.
And I'm sorry, I don't recall any Democrats saying they want to come to our houses and take guns away.
Eric Swalwell, who is the congressman for California's, I think, 12th or 14th district, said that he would openly, he would like to discuss legislation that would confiscate assault rifles from Americans.
All right, but bills like that never make it out of committee in Congress.
But they're still suggesting it. That's why it's incremental. That's what I said. They're going to start with bump stocks, and then they're going to move forward. Oh no, that didn't solve the problem, because guns don't kill people. People kill people. So are we going to start banning trucks? If he could beat me over the head with this tripod and camera and kill me, are we going to start banning cameras? What do we do? It's not
the kids want. Sorry to interrupt. The kids that are here specifically are calling for a bill to be passed, that the House passed, that would expand background checks. What are your thoughts on that?
I think background checks are important. Obviously, you don't want somebody who's crazy having a gun. And I think if the police and the FBI do their jobs more effectively, for example, that shooter in Parkland, the cops have visited his home like 15 times. The FBI had been notified about him. Someone had literally said he's going to be a YouTube shooter. All the signs were there. And they were unable to prevent it. So, I mean, I think if law enforcement, maybe if they had taken him into custody, maybe if they had confiscated his firearm, say, hey, because if they had just declared him mentally unstable, then they could take away his gun, because he's.
So you agree that background checks should be expanded?
I don't know if they should be expanded. I don't know the scope of the background checks right now, so I don't want to comment on that.
This bill that passed the House and is now in the Senate would expand background checks to
point that these people are all riled up about guns and how kids are dying they trot them out like props. It's like, wait a minute, what about? And I'm just trying to get them to think from a different perspective. They would normally think they call a baby a clump of cells. So it's like, when is a life to you? I guess to each person it's arbitrary. I mean, to me it's at inception, but I'm a Christian, so that's my belief. I believe that if a woman gets pregnant by accident, whether it's with her boyfriend, doesn't use a condom, whatever, she has a responsibility to have that child, to put it up for abortion. There are so many options that people don't know.
You can put it up for abortion?
Adoption, excuse me, put it up for adoption.
Yeah, but not everybody wants to give their kid up for adoption. It's not, it's literally, that's so bullshit. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you saying that?
What are you saying? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're angry
No,
about.
like, I'm, like, it's our choice if we want to keep our babies or not. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
What about the baby? What about the baby that's
It's
inside you?
not born yet. Like, it's literally cells. Like, it's not even born.
That's the dehumanization.
Will this division on guns ever be resolved? At the march, there were both pro-gun control minded people and pro-Second Amendment minded people. But which way is the right way to go? And ask yourself, how will we get there?